The jury's in. You'll want to meet this morning's guest. She's your clerk of court. Coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at Sparks Toyota on Highway 501 in Myrtle Beach. We're focused on the office of the Clerk of Court, and we're visiting with the Honorable Melanie Huggins, the Clerk, Horry County Clerk of Court.
Thank
Great
you.
to be with you.
Great to be here.
Do we call you the Honorable, or is
Just
Melanie
call
okay?
me Melanie.
Is Melanie okay?
That's
yeah.
what I like, Melanie.
You've been hearing that for a lot of years. Yeah.
Yes.
Are you originally from the area, Melanie?
I'm born and raised in Horry County.
Is that right?
Yep, in the Green Sea area.
Okay, good. Have you ever left, or?
No, I went to Columbia for about 2.5 years, and then I came back.
Right. Something was pulling you back.
Yeah, my family.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
yeah.
very family oriented, and I wanted to be close to my parents.
Do you have brothers and sisters, or?
Yes, I have 2 sisters, and nieces and nephews.
Right, sure.
Yeah. So yeah, I love family.
Are your folks still living, Melanie?
My father is, but my mother is not. She suddenly passed away in 2002.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
5 years ago.
Yeah. In November will be 5 years ago.
And your dad lives in the Green Sea,
Yeah.
Floyd area?
Yeah, Mutt McDaniels. He's been there his whole entire life.
You said Mutt McDaniels. I heard he's a card.
Yeah.
A hoot.
Yeah, he is, and he loves to hunt and fish, and he farms. He loves farming. He's just a great guy all around.
Mm-hmm. Was farming something in the family early on? He had 3 daughters?
Yeah, but I was the one that got the experience
All
of
the heavy
working
lifting,
on the
yeah.
farm. Yeah, I got some of that experience. My other 2 sisters were a little bit more fortunate.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but I did. But it was good. Taught you to work hard.
Oh, yeah, I'm
You
sure.
know, they taught you some great values.
Mm-hmm. How long have you been associated with the Clerk of Court's office?
Well, I came to work with the clerk's office in 1986, and I worked there for 8.5 years, and then I transferred over to the finance department with the county in the
Right.
payroll division, and worked there for a little over 2 years, and then I went back to the clerk's office after that, and I stayed there until I became clerk of court. I was Jeannie Roberts' deputy clerk of court for the 8 years she was in.
Is that right? Yes.
And then when she decided to retire, I decided I would like to have her job. So she helped me, and the entire office helped me. And we got out and we worked hard, and the people evidently thought I could do the job, and they gave it to me. And I'm so thankful to the people of Horry County for letting me have that chance.
It's a big deal, Melanie. You know, our treasurer is with us on Tuesday here at Sparks Toyota, talking. I think he said he'd been in the finance department for a while as well.
Well, matter of fact, when I was in the finance department, he was my supervisor.
Is that right?
Yes, he
Wow.
was. Yep, so we've been friends a long time.
And y'all were both elected, he as treasurer and you as clerk of court at the same time.
That's correct.
About 1.5 years, almost 2 years ago.
That's correct. The only difference was the treasurer's term starts in July of the year, and mine starts in January, calendar year.
A calendar year,
Yes.
yes. Well, that is exciting. Is this a 2 or this is a 4-year term?
4-year term, yes,
Right,
it is.
right, good.
This term will end 2008. 2008.
And you would see to assumably if you're reelected or if you decide to run again, you would take office again in January.
That's
or it would just
correct.
stay continuous January of 2009.
Right, and I hope the people of Horry County will put me back there.
Are you
'cause
thinking
I
about it
love
again?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to do it again
Wow.
because I love it. I'm in a position where I can help people, and it's not every day you can just go out and help people, and I can in that position, and I'm thankful to be there and hope I can continue to be there as long as I'd like to be.
In a county as large as this, Melanie, that requires a lot of effort to be not only to campaign and to make sure folks know that you're
Right.
running for that office, but to serve a
It
county
is.
1,216 or 96 square miles.
It is. It's a very big county, especially when you do a lot of door-to-door walking, and I did a lot of that as well. But I enjoyed every bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
You might have got tired, but it was fun. There's some great people in this county, and you get to meet a lot of great people.
Oh yeah, absolutely. When you're running for a countywide elected office, so oftentimes, obviously, the state legislators or even the state senators are running for a small portion of a very large county. But
Right.
when you and the sheriff and the auditor and the treasurer and others, the probate judge are running for a countywide, that's a big
right.
deal.
It is. It very much is.
That
It
really is. What do you think spurred your interest in joining the Clerk of Court's office for the first time back in '86?
Well, you got to go to court. You got to work in court. That was the first thing I did, was going to work and work in court. And I enjoyed that so much. I mean, there's some sad things in court. Most things are sad, especially in family court, except for adoptions. That's one of the best things comes out of family court. But it's just an interest I've always had, and I love it.
You know, for viewers who may not be totally familiar with what all happens, and even I really are not familiar with everything that happens to the Clerk of Court, one of the great things is visiting the website, visiting horrycounty.org, and clicking on the Clerk of Court and seeing a lot of the frequently asked questions, as well as just the basic information about the clerk's office. But if a viewer didn't have access to the internet, is there a good phone number if they needed to get off to work now or out to get family off to school? What's the best phone number for someone to call to learn about the clerk's office? That would be
915-5080 or 5081.
Okay.
Through either line you can get
915-5080 or 5081.
Yes, and then the office that I have at the South Strand, the satellite office there, that is 915-5082.
That's great. Oh, so, easy to get to.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So if you can't get one of those in Conway, you can always call the Surfside office.
What are the principal duties of the Clerk of Court's office? What are the principal responsibilities for you and the folks with you in the office?
Well, we're the official record keeper for all Horry County records.
Oh, boy.
So that would be in civil records, criminal records, and family court records. All the cases, as far as civil cases, they're filed in our office. We put them on the roster. They're scheduled for court. The whole system goes straight through us. We begin it and we end it.
Is that right?
Right. Now with general sessions, the warrants will begin in the magistrate's offices or the city judge's office, and they're sent to us. We forward it on to the solicitor's office, and that's what starts the case in the high court cases, and then we're the one who ends them back up. So we keep all those records as well. Just like with family court, divorces are filed with us. They begin with us, end with us. Plus, we collect. And
is that right? They all start with y'all.
All start with us.
Divorces are filed with y'all. So you've got attorneys coming to your office all the time.
All the time.
Wow.
All the time. Yep.
Just the administrative side of that alone. Not that we want to highlight divorce in Horry County, but just the administrative side of having attorneys. I mean, that's a lot just to interface with all those attorneys or the attorney staffers that are coming in to get the ball rolling on just those kind of cases.
That's correct. It is. There's a lot, because I think last year, in 2006, we filed almost 5,000 family court cases. We filed over 7,000 civil cases, and we processed over 6,800 arrest warrants.
Is that right?
Yes, we did.
Well,
that's not counting the other stuff we do.
Yeah, how large is y'all staff there?
There is 43 people, including me.
Okay, right. So I think Roddy shared with us on Tuesday there's 38 folks in the treasurer's office, and of course they're very busy. I had no idea the extent of their efforts going on. Of course, he was in promoting that the first reading of an ordinance on the real property side to set up payment plans for folks in 2008. I was very interested in hearing about that. But again, what are some of the other things y'all are? Do passports have something to do with the Clerk of Court's office?
Yes, we also process the passport applications in the Conway office as well as the South Strand office.
Okay.
Now, also the Conway Post Office does it. But as far as I know, besides us and the Conway Post Office, we're the closest ones unless going to Charleston.
Y'all are the only 3 locations in the county down on Scipio Lane. They're the main government and justice center there in Conway, as well as that post office.
That's
I recently
correct.
got my passport this summer at that Conway Post Office because I think y'all are just so busy. I mean, very busy.
Yeah, we
over
are.
there.
And I think at the post office you have to set up a time,
Yes,
like an appointment.
Do. That's exactly
well,
right.
You don't in my office. Our doors are open from 8 to 5, and
Great.
you come in any time, and we'll process it at that time.
Do you have to travel much down to the Scipio Lane address? Do you get down
I
there?
do not have to go very much. I have a wonderful branch manager there. I keep contact with them by phone. I check on them maybe once a month, get to run down there because all the courts are going on here in Conway, and I may have anywhere from 7 to 9 family and circuit courts going on at one time.
Wow.
And I'm in charge of all those.
Golly,
So I
Melanie.
have to make sure everything's running smoothly there, but I do have a very wonderful person that works at the South Strand office, and she's great to the people, and that's where they do the majority of the passports are done at that.
Is
And
that
because
right?
you got the people from Georgetown County coming,
Sure.
as well as the Erie County people coming, so it is great. It's worked out great. That was one of the best things we have done.
Is launching that the
satellite
location
office.
there at the South
Yes.
Strand complex.
Yes, because you can also pay your child support and alimony there, as well as if you have any fine payments or anything like that. That's carried through there as well.
So child support payments go through the clerk of court's office as well,
Child support and alimony is collected and distributed
by y'all.
by our office.
Wow.
And we did almost $36 million worth in 2006.
Oh, come on. $36 million
$36 million.
of child support
child
payments
support and alimony.
came through your and alimony came through y'all's office.
That's correct.
And that's just for Horry County residents.
Well, they might not all live here.
Okay,
they could
that's
be
right.
cases transferred from other states where one
Right.
of the parties could be living here now, and the case got transferred to us, but it's still part of our collections.
That is incredible.
Yep.
Wow, Melanie, I'm
That
just
is
kind
a
of
lot.
stunned sitting here thinking about that.
That is a lot.
The impact of those, not only those dollars, but all those lives that are impacted by
That's
that.
exactly
And,
right.
Seems like that must be a position, the clerk's office really holds a lot more, not only as we talked with Roddy about the trust factor in the treasurer's office, but clearly a lot of that, but also particularly as folks are either dissolving a marriage and ending up at your location to begin that process, as well as to wrap it up. That's such a serious thing in the lives of so many people.
Yes, it is. It is. And I'm just so glad. My staff is wonderful with the people. They're very compassionate.
Yes.
And you have to have a lot of compassion in the family court area. And the staff is just wonderful. They're wonderful. I couldn't praise them enough.
I bet. I bet. And for you
And
to-
that's for all of my departments that I have, because I have the family court area, and then the general sessions area, which is the criminal area.
yeah, when you say the general sessions, for viewers who aren't familiar with that, you
That
mean-
is the criminal area.
Okay.
That's where all the arrest warrants, indictments, and that type of stuff. All that, we're the record keeper and the holder for all that information. And then, well, it's the civil cases, where one person's suing another person or one company's suing another company. All that's carried through there, as well as juvenile. We also take care of the record keeping for the juveniles, which that is not public information to the public. Juvenile information is confidential.
Right. And there's oftentimes even some other things that could be sealed,
Right.
family court-related things
Yes,
that could be sealed. and-
divorce cases could be sealed. Anything to do with the Department of Social Services that is Erie County, that is not public record. Now, DSS state records are public.
Right.
What's the difference? I really don't know, but that's the law, and that's what we go by.
So another big trust factor in the office, even though they're sealed, a lot of your staff has to see them just to do their jobs, and sure they go through all that, but you just can't talk about them.
Right. Well, on all divorce cases that are sealed, no one in the office seals them but me.
Is that right?
Yeah. The attorneys bring them directly to me. I write up what information I have to write up in the computer concerning it, just the bare necessities. I seal it at that time and put it in a secure place, and no one ever sees it other than me and who was in court.
That's fascinating, Melly. I wasn't aware of that. So it's really kept to that close to the
That's
vest,
correct.
to the chest, to the vest, to whatever.
That's
it's,
correct.
It's that sealed. That's wonderful.
Yeah, it is that sealed. It does not go through a lot of people, straight to me.
That's very important. You think of so many activities that can happen in an office. I think you've highlighted some of those, and obviously when you open up that door to making sure that people know there's a place they can come to, they know that it's going to be secure, and that clearly the magnitude of those dollars flowing through the office is
Yes.
That's a big deal.
It is, and I'm just thankful that the people of the county trust me with it, because I'm a stickler for everything being just right. I
Yes.
mean, I am a stickler for that.
Melanie, one of my reporters had said if you get a chance to talk to Melanie, make sure and ask her about the transition from going from a manual where everything was done manually in the office to computers being upfitted and upgraded and making that big changeover. Paul Gable said, make sure and talk to Melanie because it's fascinating.
Yeah, it
Share with the
is.
viewers what that process was like and what necessitated that process and how easy or difficult that was.
Now, we had been on a computer system with several of our records since 1987, I think, is when we went on computers. But all of it was in-house information. Everything was in-house. You had to come to the office to find out anything you needed to find. Now, on my website, you can go out to my website. You can click on the public index. You can pull up and check civil cases, criminal matters, everything right
That's all online?
from your home. And it's online, as well
Really?
as if you got some cases, the attorneys that have cases that are coming up for trial, the dockets are also online to where they can go directly, and anybody can go in there and see what's coming up for trial. That is with the civil cases. Now,
Right.
the criminal docket, the solicitor is in charge of the criminal docket. So that part's not there. But I know soon in May, I think it is, that the solicitor's office is also supposed to join in on this new system, that it's kind of a statewide system that we're on. We were the 8th county in the state of South Carolina to go on this system that Supreme Court Chief Justice Toll, this was
Jean
kind of
Toll.
her little baby.
Good,
that
yeah.
she got started, and her goal is to have all 46 counties on the same system at one time.
That is tremendous.
It is, and we were the 8th county in the state to go on it, but we're the first county in the state that the clerk, the magistrates, and the municipalities are all hooked together.
Is that right? All of
Yeah.
the municipalities in the county are hooked on in the system?
That's correct.
That's wonderful.
That is correct.
So they're all following essentially the same guidelines and putting
Everybody's-
the
yep.
info in there.
That's correct.
That's wonderful.
Yep. Well, and eventually we are hoped to be hooked to the Department of Motor Vehicles, as well as the Department of Corrections, and everything we enter in our office, it's real time. If I enter it right then, you pull
Right.
it up, it's on the computer right then.
Melanie, that is incredible, the
It
advent
is.
of computers and the impact they've had on our lives, but of course for in the press when you're thinking about freedom of information.
Right.
When y'all are opening that up so that everyone can essentially be the press, folks can get the word out, they can track down a civil as well as in the future be able to track down criminal cases right from their bedroom.
That's exactly right. And it has helped in another way, because I probably keep in the clerk's office around 10,000 files.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
10,000
Around
files in the
10,000
clerk's
files
office?
inside the office. And then I have other areas where they're stored, because I have to keep the records forever.
Sure.
You can never do away with them. But it just makes it so much easier for people to where they can go in from home and look. And plus, people make errors. No one's perfect, and people make errors. And if someone pulls something up and sees it's not right, then they'll give me a call, and that gives me a chance to correct records as far back as 20 years
Right,
that could
right.
have gotten missed. So it has really been a great thing.
Golly,
It has.
that is amazing. Now, of course, something with jury duty has to come through the clerk's
That's
office as
right.
well. That's a big deal. Do people have to serve on juries?
Yes, they do.
Who doesn't have to serve?
The people that are eliminated are, if you're over 65 years of age,
Okay.
we'd still love to have you.
So
We
you
still
often
have-
send it out to folks over 65.
Oh, yeah, we
Sure.
send it out to everyone.
Registered voters.
Registered voters, or by driver's license and identification card. It's pulled for all three things.
Uh-huh.
And if you're over 65, you don't have to serve. We love to have you there, because you have all those years of knowledge that
Right.
is really an asset to court when we have it. If you have preschool children, you do not work outside the home, you do not have to serve. During the school year, anyone who is associated with the school, that means bus drivers, people in the office, teachers, they do not have to serve during the school year. So if they get one, they call me. I transfer them to the summer months, to a month sometime in the summer when they can come and serve. But those are really, or if you have sole custody of an invalid child or parent or grandparent, that's what you do. You just take care of them all the time. That's also an exemption from jury duty, and that just came in the last couple of years.
Okay. Are folks paid for that service?
They are. They're paid $15 a day, and
An
I
hour?
know that's not a lot.
Oh, a
not
day.
an hour,
Yeah.
a day.
Wow.
Yeah, and I know it's not a lot, but that's what they're paid. And they're also paid their mileage, which is 20.5 cents a mile
Okay.
round trip for every day they come.
Well, now, someone who works in a business, they're still going to have to, if they're a registered voter, if they have an ID or a driver's license in the county, they still have to come
They
and
still
serve.
have to serve. Now, if it is a really bad time, or they have pre-planned vacation or a meeting or something very important, I can work with individuals to try to accommodate them for a better time of service. Yeah, but no one
No one's exempt, yeah.
Completely exempt
Right,
from
right.
jury duty, right,
That is
except for the ones I
fascinating.
told you.
Again, for viewers who'd want to learn more about that or make sure that they could talk to somebody, a live voice, it's the, what phone number, 915?
5080.
5080 or 5081. You said the South Strand was 5082.
That's
so
correct.
It's very easy to get in touch with folks.
Right.
You know, oftentimes folks can either go to the library if they don't have internet access at home to go online to OrieCounty.org,
Right.
click on Clerk of Courts, and all the tremendous information, much of which you're talking about. But there's still even more to the clerk's office that we haven't touched on.
Oh, yeah, and there's a whole lot more.
Really, a lot has to happen in there. When you think about that, for the 42, 43 other folks that work in the office with you, they are spread out, all of them working on different projects.
That's exactly right. Each one of them has a very important job. Each person does. And sometimes they may have to jump over and help another person in another
Right.
area. It's just according to what's most pressing that day.
Right,
Because
right.
sometimes things come up that's unexpected. In other words, when you go to work in the morning, you really don't know what exactly your day is going to be like.
Right,
You
sure.
just take it as it comes.
Our director had pointed out there's not many folks, if any others in the office, Melanie, who can really sit down and do virtually everything in the office or everything in the office. That's probably a very critical role as the clerk, probably similar for Jeannie Roberts when she served in that capacity, to be able to step in and do anything you're going to ask anyone else to do.
Right, right. And that was a very big goal of mine. And before I began to run as clerk of court to seek that position, I already knew how to do a lot of people's job, but I went, the ones I didn't know,
Right.
I spent a couple of days with each one of them in the office, sit down at the desk with them so they could teach me exactly what they do.
Good.
So if anyone comes in or calls me and they need some
Time off,
assistance
yeah, or
or
they're sick.
anything, and that person does that job, is not there, then I can always help them. They can always get an answer.
Golly, Melanie, that would keep you spread pretty dang thin.
Well,
if
it
that's,
does sometime,
Hopefully it
but-
doesn't happen a lot, sure.
It doesn't, but
Right.
I'm there if the public needs me. And in my office, you don't have to set an appointment or anything like that. My door's always open. All you
Wow.
got to do is knock on it and say, I want to see Melanie, and you come right on in.
What is the most time-consuming aspect when you sit back there and think about the piece of the clerk's office which more or less strains the staff in a positive way, but what's the most time-consuming aspect in the clerk's office? Something that citizens of Horry County come in, what is the most pressing issue that impacts your office?
I would say it would be the family court area.
Really?
Because people people get laid off from their jobs, and they are set on a time when they're supposed to make their child support payments. They have problems when they can't come in. They come to us to try to get them to help. And it's just a stressful job for all the staff in the family court area, because you're dealing with a sad situation to start with. You know, and then all the collection of that money and stuff and getting it out to the correct people.
Right.
I would think that was probably the biggest part of it.
Y'all don't have much leniency there, Melanie, to be able to, like you said, in instances in jury duty, if someone has extraordinary or particular circumstances. I mean, if a court has ordered something, the clerk's office principally just has to.
I have to do what that judge says. What's
Right.
on that court order, I have
Right.
to do it. That's
So you
correct.
don't have a lot of leniency in the office, even with the compassionate staff. There's a
Right.
lot of limits that they're mandated. They can't go beyond.
That's correct, because it's the law, and if it's on that order from the judge, we're going to do what it says. You know, and if there's special circumstances, you know, we will try to work with the judge. I'll even go to the judge for them if they need some help, and they can show proof to me that, yeah, I really have been trying and stuff, and the judges are great. They'll work with me when they can.
Melanie, I know you said y'all are 8 to 5. It doesn't sound like you'd. I mean, it seems like this is probably a lot more than 9 hours a day. Do you have any time for any hobbies?
Well, I usually work past 5, and I never take a lunch. But then my hobbies are my children. When I
your
get
children.
home, my children and my grandchild.
Oh, yeah, that's right. A big day tomorrow.
Tomorrow, my grandson, my only grandchild, will be 3 months old tomorrow.
3 months old tomorrow.
Yes, and
Well,
he
happy
is
birthday.
beautiful.
And his name is
Kellen,
Kellen.
yes, and he is gorgeous.
That's wonderful.
But I'm partial.
Yes, that you are. Thank you so much, Melanie, for coming in this morning
Oh,
to be
thank
with
you
us.
so much for having
This
me. I
was
truly
wonderful.
enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with the Honorable Melanie Huggins coming up next. You know, they're frequently asked questions for a reason. They're frequently asked questions for a reason, but they're not the only questions the clerk's office hears. There's a ton of questions. That's why they want you to call. Try the 915-5080 or 5081, or even on the South Strand, 5082, 915-5082. But if you want to know what documents are necessary to process an application, you want to know, do I have to serve on a jury? Those are critical questions. You can go online, check out horrycounty.org/clerk's office, or click on the clerk of court's office. A lot's happening in that office every day. There's other great questions. What can I do to get copies of records? What can I do to track some documents down about my child support or alimony payment? Those are important questions that a lot of people want to know. You can go online or you can pick up the phone. You heard Melanie talk about it. They want you to call. They want you to be informed. She's thrilled that the citizens of Horry County invested a lot of trust in her to give her this honor. Take the time, give them a call, go online.